So, I'm getting ready to leave for church, and I had an idea for a lesson, and I thought it was a pretty good one, and I wanted to record it. And today I was just thinking about how we have here in West Virginia the water crisis, as they would tell you. There's been an ungodly amount of chemical that has been spilt into the Elk River, which feeds our water supply to us customers of West Virginia American Water. The leak happened a little upstream on the Elk River from where the water treatment plant is that pulls its water from the elk and then purifies it and sends it out. It's been a very trying last several days. It's been very frustrating for me. Um, Earlier this week, I had all my water pipes underneath my house break from the cold. They were not insulated and were not prepared to be exposed to the kind of brutal cold that we had. By the time we got all that fixed, me and my dad, um, I immediately got in the call, and my joy quickly turned to more frustration when I realized that I could not use my water, that it was contaminated. So, my question to you though is as disabling as all this seems, and we see the problems that arise from having this contaminant in the water and how shutting that stream of water down has affected businesses and basically shut down an entire city in Charleston. What happens to your stream? Your personal stream. There are countless people who don't think about the spiritual stream of water that runs into their life and what it does. And Christ is the true living water, and he said that to the woman at the well, that if you drink from my well, that you'll never be thirsty again, and my well never runs dry. And his water supply is infinite, and it's the water that brings life. And it brings life to the full. And there are a couple different ways I could go with this, but right now I just want to point out that that chemical plant has been up there for some time, and from some of the reports, there's been a lot of work done to it, that it was in need of work, and those things have been done currently to improve the chemical place. But that leak did occur and it failed, and that was just right close by where the water comes in. Sometimes we leave certain things in our life close by, just like that chemical plant. We leave it close by and in close proximity to us, and it doesn't hurt us for the longest time. It just sits there and it doesn't do anything. It's not being harmful, and we just ignore it and we push it off and we say, hey, it's okay. It's not causing anybody any problems. So we're not going to bother it. We're not going to get rid of it. And then eventually something comes in. Something happens and it changes all of that. And that chemical plant that was just up the road, up the river from the water plant had a problem, and it got worse. All of a sudden it got worse, and all the water was ruined. It was contaminated. And the water plant, it pulled all its water in. All of a sudden it was contaminated. Sometimes we are like that water plant, and the things that we keep around in our life that maybe we don't need but aren't causing a problem at the time, they're sitting right beside of us. We keep them there, and they're just like that chemical plant, and we leave them sit, and they sit dormant, and we just think, well, this isn't a problem, so I'm not going to change it. Sometimes we go against what God's will is, and what He's asking of us at the time. We ignore it, and it sits and it sits. And then all of a sudden, something breaks. A valve breaks, and the leak comes out. And then it contaminates us, and then it just starts to get worse and worse, and then eventually it cripples us, just like the city was crippled right now. And it's a huge mess to clean up. Sometimes this can take down tons of people, outstanding Christians. It can take down people that have been preachers that we've seen in our churches for a long, long time. And they fall. And then the fallout from all of this is brutal. And people begin to trust the church and trust Christian people less because they think that we're fake. But in fact, it's not that we were fake, it was just that we were naive to think that we could allow certain things to be around in our lives. And I challenge us to look and see what is that chemical plant that's sitting close by to our life that needs removed. It may not be causing a problem now, but it will in the future, and you need to take care of it. Because if you don't, you're going to end up crippled and without water. And without water, you die. I don't want my brothers and sisters dying, and I don't want to die. Not today. Not ever. I want to live. I want to live for the one true God who sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to die for me. I want to live for Him because He gave up His life willingly to save little old me. Think about that. Christ is the true living water. His well doesn't run dry. Protect it with all you have. In Christ's name, amen.